Hey guys, this is Hector LaFossi with Breaking Through Podcast. My throat is a little raspy, so I'm going to try to get through this. I got my specs on. What I want to first say is that I apologize for all the technical difficulty we've been having. Now, this hasn't been easy. We've had one thing after the other. When it started with the Microsoft issue, then the internet went out. Then one of my pieces blew up. One of my main mixes blew up, which is the creator that we use to stream the information. So we had to wait on that, and it's just been a mess. And you know what? Not being so technically inclined, I've had these challenges. So thank God for my co-host, which is not here today, Felix Cordero. We've worked through this, so hopefully we're up, we're going, and we're excited. We're excited. A lot of good things coming up. If you don't know, our podcast is about overcoming people that have had like major obstacles in their life and have found a way of overcoming and sharing a compelling and inspiring story of how they've done it. And it's topic focus. So we'll be diving deep into the lives of individuals who have overcome these immense challenges and obstacles and achieved success. And each episode will be different with different guests and different topics. People again sharing a personal journey of resilience, determination, perseverance, and hope. And listeners are going to be thrilled with this because this is all about people that have faced poverty, addiction, trauma, secrets, disabilities, and other hardships, and yet have managed to rise above their circumstances. So, through candid interviews and heartfelt conversations, our guests share their stories, their mind shift, and their support system that help them navigate their differences and ultimately change their lives for better. Now, we understand that no matter how successful, how happy, or how wonderful or good of a person you are, young or old, no one escapes the human experiences. We've been shaped by our past, and everyone, no matter who you are, has gone or is going through something. As many of us tend to hold on to our pain and our secrets, we suffer in silence. So we put this together to serve as a space where people feel comfortable sharing about themselves and their experience, strength, and hope. This is about our personal experience and how we're trying to work with ourselves, on ourselves, to help improve and get better. Mind, body, and spirit. This is not a religious program by no means, nor do we offer advice, only suggestions and hope. So, meanwhile, we got the scrolling platforms on top. You could check them out. You can log into any one of those. So there we'll be able to hear more about you and what you would like. And maybe you have a story you want to share and you can let us know. This will be your show. So always feel free to add your comments on one of those platforms: Facebook, Instagram, uh, TikTok, YouTube, LinkedIn. Anywhere there on one of those platforms, you can log on. We'll also be providing, as we go along, some links to resources that may help you. Could be so beneficial. We'll provide those in the coming episodes. But if you feel the need for any one on one counseling, please let us know. So, when this podcast fell on my spirit, I knew it was time to pick up and start continuing to speak out as I have. Some of you guys already know me. The idea is to serve a need by doing something different and meaningful that will help stimulate and bring about emotions, which moves one to heal and change. We aim to impact people's lives. We want to be your voice. So Felix and I, we both have experiences in most of these topics that we'll be presenting. So that's why it's important to us to bring them to light in a powerful way. For me, this is personal. I know firsthand what holding on to secrets can do to the human psyche, and I wore many masks to hide the scars. And I have a poem that later on I might read to you about fear and the mask. Okay, and it's a poem. Matter of fact, I'll get it down and I'll try to read some of that to you now, being that we're right on here. Okay, so let me get to this so I can help stimulate you so you can understand what we're doing. This is a poem called Please Hear What I'm Not Saying by Charles Finn. Don't be fooled by me. Don't be fooled by the face I wear, for I wear a mask, 1,000 masks, masks that I'm afraid to take off, and none of them is mine. It's not me. Pretending is an art that's second nature with me, but don't be fooled. For God's sake, don't be fooled. I can give you the impression I'm secure, that all is sunny and unruffled with me, within as well as without. That confidence is my name and coolness my game. That the water's calm and I'm in command, and that I need no one. But don't believe me. My surface may seem smooth, but my surface is my mask, ever varying and ever concealing. Beneath lies confusion and fear and aloneness, but I hide this. I don't want anybody to know it. I panic at the thought of my weakness exposed. That's why I frantically create a mask to hide behind, a nonchalant, sophisticated facade to help me pretend, to shield me from the glance that knows. But such a glance is precisely my salvation, my only hope, and I know it. That is, if it's followed by acceptance, if it's followed by love. It's the only thing that can liberate me from myself, from my own self built prison walls, from the barriers I so painstakingly erect. It's the only thing that will assure me of what I can't assure myself, that I'm worth something. But I don't tell you this, I don't dare to, for I'm afraid. I'm afraid your glance will not be followed by acceptance, will not be followed by love. I'm afraid you'll think less of me, that you'll laugh, and your laugh will kill me. I'm afraid that deep down I'm really nothing, and that you will see this and reject me. So I play my game, my desperate pretending game, with a facade of assurance without a trembling chill within. So begins the glitter but empty parade of masks, and my life becomes a front. So when I'm going through my routine, don't be fooled by what I'm saying. Please listen carefully and try to hear what I'm not saying, what I like to be able to say, what for survival I need to say, but what I can't say. I don't like hiding. I don't like playing superficial games. I want to stop playing them. I want to be genuine and spontaneous and me. But you've got to help me. You've got to hold out your hand, even when that's the last thing I seem to want. Only you can wipe away from my eyes the blank stare of the breathing dead. Only you can call me into aliveness. Each time you're kind and gentle and encouraging, each time you try to understand because you really care, my heart begins to grow wings, very small wings, very feeble wings, but nevertheless wings. With your power to touch me into feeling, you can breathe life into me. I want you to know that. I want you to know how important you are to me, how you can be a creator, an honest to God creator of the person that is in me, if you choose to. You alone can break down the walls behind which I tremble. You alone can remove my mask. You alone can release me from my shadow world of panic, from my lonely prison, if you choose to. Please choose to. Don't pass me by. It will not be easy for you. I live convictions. I I long conviction. A long conviction of worthlessness builds strong walls. The nearer you approach to me, the blinder I may seem and strike back. It's irrational, but despite what books say about man, often I am irrational. I fight against the very thing I cry out for. But I am told that love is stronger than walls, and in that lies my hope. Please try to beat down those walls with firm hands, but with gentle hands, for a child is very sensitive. Who am I, you may wonder? I am someone you know very well, for I am every man you meet and every woman you meet. That's powerful stuff. And that's about the mask, of course, that we wear, that I'm so familiar with, because, like I said, I've worn 1,000 masks. Now, this is very deep stuff, and all our episodes are just as deep. We're looking to reach across all platforms. So from here on in, let's observe when we're wearing our masks, why we pick it up, and learn how to be okay with who we are, just the way we are. The time is now to put our demons to rest. What is shed in the light won't grow in the dark. Let's take this journey together. Uh, so the topics are deep. Today, this is just an intro, but get ready for what's coming. We have a great lineup. We're talking about some exciting and deep stuff from actors, popular musicians, producers, DJs, mental health professionals, therapists, attorneys, cops, authors, counselors, addicts, families of addicted people, and regular individuals like you that lived through horror and overcame. From Gen Y to Gen Z to Gen X, everyone has a story. Now, I'm not going to tell you this is going to be easy, that this is going to be easy, excuse me. This is going to be difficult stuff to talk about, but someone has to. And if you've read anything in my story, you knew that I had the courage to come out, to really talk about these things. And I was afraid. I really was afraid. It took me a long time to do so. I mean, I ripped up manuscripts, and for 3 years I was going through this writing process. Stuff that should only take months, but it was because it was that difficult. But what happened is that I ended up freeing myself when I put the last draft, and I said, God's got me, and I put my trust in Him. And you know what? I've been freed. I freed myself, and I'm hoping that we can free each other through this podcast. Again, this is for you. Don't take your secrets to the grave. I held that on for like 35, maybe 40 years, and it killed me. And look where it took me, to all those dark corners: addiction, loneliness, degradation, isolation, pain, torment, suffering, jails, prisons, and all of that. Abuse, abusing. Listen, it was a chaotic life, and you don't have to be there as long as I have, because we're going to bring you this information. All right, so we're hoping to impact people's lives, because how we make a difference in our lives and the lives of others is what matters. Let go and free yourself. And lastly, We strongly believe that God gave us freedom of choice and that every person makes a decision to choose their own path. Make healthy choices and live your life to your fullest potential because you know what? We all have a purpose. Uh, and so we're coming to the end of this uh, intro. Be sure to join us next week, this coming Saturday at 1 p.m. We have for our first guest, which we had to adjust our schedule and people that were on there prior to this guest coming on. We had to push back because of the difficulties that we were having. And I apologize to all those that were on that list, but I'm setting up a new calendar for them. So just bear with us and hang in there. But listen, uh, please follow us at the scrolling links. Please be sure to share and remember to hit the like. Now, for our next guest, it's going to be mind blowing stuff that you probably don't know about this person. But at 1 p.m. Saturday, this coming Saturday, we're going to have the legend of soul, Joe Bataan, the king of Latin soul, mind you. And you know what? There's a lot of things I didn't know. There's a lot of things a lot of people don't know. But we're going to bring him on and he's going to tell a story of how he overcame and what happened and why he's so successful today. And this will blow your mind. So stay tuned. Come on back. And again, on one of those links that are scrolling above. Now, I like to close with a quote from my book. My book is titled No Regrets, The Journey. I have various versions. The last one was the clean version that's going into the Department of Education. Hopefully, that's what we're working on. So we had to clean it up. And of course, there's an additional journey there, an additional chapter in the back. So very interesting, pretty cover. You'll enjoy this. But one of the quotes, one of my favorite quotes in the book is this: I am that eagle with tattered wings that never flew, but now soars. Nobody would say, look at that eagle, has ugly wings. No, they would say, look at that eagle. It's a miracle that it is still alive and rising. Very powerful. Think about it, ponder on that until we get back to you. Thank you for tuning in. And remember, we are spiritual beings having human experiences. Put your higher power first, and all will work out. Thank you. See you soon.